feedback, holding another debate on this same topic in 2 months' time when the new Parliament is assembled. After that, I believe we will start to write reports, issue press releases and make statements, and let us get this topic up and out into the open so there is a much wider and greater understanding of it for the good of the people of Gilgit and Baltistan. As you know, in the European Parliament report, it clarified the lack of human rights for the people of Gilgit and Baltistan. And the question we were discussing today was, does the new ordinance, which has already been adopted but is being challenged in the Supreme Constitutional Court in Pakistan, does the new ordinance for Gilgit and Baltistan improve the situation of the people, or does it actually cause barriers? And we began that discussion today. We've reached no conclusion, but at least we have opened the doors to some future meetings which will allow us to analyse it more closely. So we're waiting for your questions. I have our 3 speakers with me, and I'm sure that we're ready for any question, and hope that we can be of use to you. For myself, this is a key human rights issue. The right of freedom of association. After 50 years of military rule, is there now a right of freedom of association for the people of Gilgit and Baltistan? The right to vote in the government that makes your taxes, in the government that lays down the rules, is the right to vote in the Parliament in Islamabad, now given as a result of the new ordinance to the people of Gilgit and Pakistan. What about the election of the governor? What about the election of the council? Is the fact that the governor is appointed by the president and the prime minister is the prime minister of Pakistan, is this detrimental or is this positive for the people of Gilgit and Pakistan? And then the underlying fundamental human rights of access to health and education, will these be improved under the new ordinance? And last of all, perhaps the most important thing, what do the people of Gilgit and Baltistan think has been surveyed after the consultation? Have the people had their views put on the table, discussed, and did they form a part of the new ordinance? Or should the current case in front of the courts go forward? And what do the judges think? Will they see the ordinance as something that is, as is claimed in the court case, outside the constitution of Pakistan herself, and therefore an illicit ordinance, one should be prosecuted? Or is it in fact something that can be accommodated within the framework of the 1973 Constitution? Those are my views, as the former rapporteur for the European Parliament, and as someone who contained a very keen interest indeed in the welfare of the people.
Yeah, okay. I'm Murtaza from General Newspaper. My question is, what do you have to say about the fact that a lot of people, during the last elections, a lot of people from Gilgit and Baltistan, as we saw on TV, they took part in elections very enthusiastically. And it seemed that, obviously, what the House discussed today about the fact that they do not have basic rights, that is absolutely correct. But when they were given the opportunity of election, they did not seem to be very bothered about the very technical and very intricate issues. They were very more concerned about taking part in election. They were very kind of, they seemed to look very enthusiastic in taking part in the whatever form of democratic election that was.
Well, today we've been trying just to discuss Gilgit and Baltistan. Because Gilgit and Baltistan is a former part of the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir, it's very difficult for people of Kashmiri origin, of whom we have over 1 million in the United Kingdom, I think, very difficult for them to see a small part of the former princely state in isolation. And for myself, I do not look at it that way, because I look at today's map and the rights of the people wherever they are living, in the whole of the Indian subcontinent. this is one particularly vulnerable population, maybe around 3 million people, because they have been under military rule for 50 years. That's a very shocking thing in the subcontinent of India, where both Pakistan and India, who are the two most closely involved states, are democracies, are good members of the Commonwealth, and Pakistan is the second biggest aid recipient of the United Kingdom. So if this is the case, then of course it is a matter of the gravest possible concern. And we have an obligation to have expectations of Pakistan to correct that situation. The European Parliament report triggered President Musharraf and subsequently Prime Minister Gilgit to make significant changes. The ordinance is the result. The question is the ordinance the real answer? Is it a halfway stage? Or is it something that is, in fact, really not helpful at all? The courts will test that, because the case is in front of the courts in Islamabad. Here, with this vast population we have in the United Kingdom coming from the region, Mr. Khan himself is from Belgium, which is a refugee, but we have many, many people here. It is our obligation to raise this issue consistently until the rights of the people of Gilgit Baltistan are secured. Would you agree with that point,
I'd like to comment on this, recent report of Jan. The participation of the people in election. The people of Gilgit Baltistan don't have any choice. If you put 2 million people or 1 million people in a jail, in a prison of 28,000 square miles, if the warden asks them, are you happy in the jail? They will say, okay, we are very happy. And they will also play games many things in the jail. The people don't have any other option. They have to participate in those so-called elections. It doesn't mean that people are happy. Happy so far, I'm telling you, for the last 63 years, no single person has given any statement rather than a party that we are happy what Pakistan is doing with us. No, even Jamaat Islami did not agree with Pakistan what it's doing there. Jamaat Ulama Islam or any party. This is the situation of our area. The people don't have any representation. Neither they have their own assembly. And what are the elections? You see, the elections are totally fraud. Those who were pro-Pakistanis, who are in Pakistani parties, they participated in the elections and they were allowed to win. And those nationalists, including our alliance of 7 parties, we were not allowed to participate in the elections. Our candidates were arrested on 1st November, where on 12 November there were elections. On 1st November they were arrested. Why? We are going to arrange to address a public gathering tomorrow. That's why that will make law and order situation for Pakistan, and we are not going to allow you. Is this fair election? And those candidates who do not belong to the Pakistani parties, but they were pro-Pakistanis, they were also allowed to win. So to show the international community that this was fair election. And even you may hear from Pakistani parties, they alleged seriously that this was totally rigged elections. And only the NQM, it was sent by ISI to Gilgit Baltistan, so to derail the nationalist movement. And the NQM distributed 120 million rupee in the elections. And the Pathans were sent from Peshawar. The other some came from Lahore, some from Multan, some from Larkana. But we were not allowed. Our party was not allowed to participate in elections.
Okay, if I can add more to that. See, elections take place in the Indian side of Kashmir as well. And many people, in millions, come and take part. And yet Pakistan and pro-Pakistan Kashmir say, no, people are not satisfied. So how can we say the people who have taken part in Gilgit Baltistan, they are happy? This is because they want to run their local matters. They want a little improvement in their conditions. And an important point he has made is that why local parties were not allowed to take part. why all Pakistani parties were allowed to take part? If it is not part of Pakistan, then why bring Pakistani parties to win the elections? Okay, people have participated because they want improvement in their situation.